We have some people here who are working very much with a future forward-looking angle. I'm going to let all of you introduce yourself a little bit in a moment. Deepu, would you like to say just a couple of words about yourself and the job you do?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me on behalf of Nvidia. What a wonderful building and what a wonderful city. My name's Deepu, and I lead robotics and edge computing at Nvidia. I've been working at Nvidia. I had the great fortune for the last 11 and a half years or so. And we're working on the latest and greatest technologies using artificial intelligence. So looking forward to chatting with you.
Rainer.
Yeah, also thanks for having me here. I'm at Siemens responsible for the automation business. And I just want to reflect to what Kim said. You know, my passion is really as market leader for automation to bring automation to the next level, to really fulfill the major topics we have in society. And therefore, we need to bring IT technology, AI technology, but also a lot of activities around Teradyne, around robotics into one system and give that to our customer, to industry at their hand to make it easy to use. And that's my passion.
Ujjwal.
I'm Ujjwal Kumar. I'm Group President for Teradyne Robotics. And I'm so excited to have great innovative companies like you are and Mir on our platform. I've been here slightly less than JP, started in July of last year. And most of my career has been with larger companies. And I'm hoping to bring in that unique insight of how do we take this great platform we have to solve problems for the large customers the same way we have solved for small and medium customers for a long, long time.
Thank you. We are going to go deep in a minute, but before we do that, and especially for our podcast, Reautomated, which we will come back to this discussion for, could each of you tell me, very shortly, one thing that really excites you about robotics right now? Deepu.
Wow. I think there's two simultaneous forces that are really happening right now that's going to change the trajectory of AI and robotics. I mean, AI is not that new, robotics is not that new. However, the advent of generative AI in the last 12 months, coupled with the simulation and digital twin technology, both of those things are really at a tipping point right now, and combination of that, I think, for the next 5-10 years is going to change the trajectory of robotics.
Rainer.
Well, a lot of the unsolved automation tasks, which can be solved using AI, using automation, you need robots. And therefore, you know, that combination that fascinates me, how we bring those things together to solve the last remaining task to be automated.
What excites me the most about this space is the collaboration is at the core of how we solve our customers' problem. No one company has all the technologies needed to solve this problem, and will need to work together to understand the problems and solve it at a very fast pace.
And we have talked about this building is being built for collaboration. After this, we're going to go and look at some robots. I hope all of you will go and look at some robots. You're also going to see some real collaboration going on with our robots and our partners, applications, and our robots working together. But we also work and collaborate through real company collaboration. And I'd like to think a bit about what collaboration means to you. And Nvidia is an interesting one, because people don't naturally think about robotics straight away, but I know it's something that you're really working on now. What does collaboration mean to you in that space?
Yeah, I mean, Nvidia, we are a platform computing companies. In the area of robotics, for example, we don't build robots. We work with every company in the world that's building robots or robot platforms. So what we are bringing to the table is, number one, people think of Nvidia as a chip company or making hardware for all sorts of computers in the data center and servers, and also even edge computers. We definitely do that. And in fact, for robotics, the robot brain, we call it Nvidia Jetson. Most of the robots today, use that. But also for the training and simulation of these robots, for creating the AI, for simulating this AI in the virtual world digital twin. So we provide that infrastructure, if you will. But more importantly than that, we provide all the acceleration libraries, all the AI core, AI capability that gets integrated into the hundreds and thousands of companies who are building robotic platforms and robots. And so our go-to-market, our complete approach is it's 100% collaboration, because we are a platform company.
Which is great for Teradyne Robotics. And we've also been collaborating very recently with you a lot. And Rainer, we've also been collaborating with Siemens. So super interested in the way that Siemens approaches collaboration between companies.
Well, first of all, thanks for Universal Robots being a very trustful supplier to our factories, because we are a customer of Universal Robots, and I was very pleased to hand over, I think 2 years ago, the supplier award to Universal Robots. So we are leveraging that, and we want to build world-class factories by ourselves, and world-class factories need world-class robots, and that's the reason why we are very mainly using UR. But not only in the factories, but also when we want to demonstrate where technology moves, we're going to also mainly using URs in our demonstration kits and so on. So that's also good, and we are collaborating there. We might collaborate in the US of getting closer, showing together the customers, if you bring automation and robotics and AI together, what can be done, making that tangible, making that real. And one topic where we believe our role, as we also don't build robots, and we always have been asked, why are you not building robots? Everybody else builds robots, do automation robots. I think there are so great robot companies on the market. Why should we also build robots? I want to integrate and provide it's a seamless integration of robot in the complete automation solution. And that was the reason we are collaborating with Universal Robots of bringing a standard command robot interface into the market. And why is that great? Because we currently have somebody programming automation in the Siemens world. We have 200,000 active users every week programming, and they are capable to program an automation controller. Not everybody is capable to program a robot. But you need to program a robot, you need to integrate the robot into, for example, line structure, which you have in factories. So now we collaborate and say, can we access the robot from the PLC program seamlessly? And we just brought that together out of the market, I think, for that. And I'm really looking forward of making robotic much more accessible to a broad audience of all automation users.
And it's a real theme, I think, about saying we can't do everything. In fact, we're building one type of robot, primarily at Universal Robots, and we're not trying to build other types of robot. And that's where we go for partners. And Ujjwal, when you look at the ecosystems that really generate value to customers and partners in the companies that you're running, where do you see the ecosystems going? And in fact, we have a lot of ecosystem partners here. They'll be interested. What's the future for the ecosystem?
No, great. I think on the ecosystem side, there are two ways in which I see us moving from where we are today. Like, we have one of the largest ecosystem in the robotics world by a huge margin. But number one is what Rainer just touched upon. This is bringing in bigger players who can help us bring in, open up our ecosystem to new customer problems, like with this SRCI, which I understand we have been dragging our feet for 5 years. We finally got through that. These are ways in which now we'll bring in bigger players like Siemens, like Nvidia. We have several consulting companies which Daniel is working hard to collaborate with. These are ways in which we will get into new set of customer problems for large companies and medium, small-sized companies, which we have not had access to. And the second one is for the ecosystem partners we have. We want to bring in AI as a huge new tool to solve problems which are of higher mix, even unstructured environment. And that is where we are working closely with Nvidia to see how do we make that whole process more standard, like give them a kit. We started, Eric is here, a fund where we will pick some of these small-sized players who can also bring in these AI technologies quickly into our ecosystem.
And I think that's a great bridge, because anyone who knows these companies will be sitting here thinking, when will they get onto the topic of AI? So let's do that. Before we get really overexcited about AI, I want to ask you, Deepu, is there anything that you hear about AI on the radio, TV, that just really frustrates you?
Well, I wouldn't say it's exactly frustrating. I mean, deploying AI in the operation technology world can be a little bit challenging. And this, you have to be a little patient, but you also have to work on the most important problems and go deep. And that's really what we have here, the collaboration with Siemens and Teradyne. We've been working on this methodically for several years now. So when people think of robots, typically it's been hardware in the past, and it's about mechatronics in the past, right? So think of the robot computer, they think of all the mechanicals and the electromechanicals, right? Electricals. With AI, what's happening is you want to make sure that AI is the one that's helping you solve problems that was not solved before, right? But to do that, you need to go deep into problem by problem. There isn't one AI yet, maybe someday in the future, but not yet today, that generalizes across every particular task. So what we do, for example, in the case of universal robotics, of course, it's all about manipulation, right? So there's many problems in manipulation, but one of the first problems with manipulation is what's the best optimal way to plan the trajectory and to plan, and what's the best way to move around obstacles. And it sounds simple for us humans because we know exactly how to move an arm or go around it, right? But it's not that easy for a robot to do all of that. So we've been working with the UR team. How do we infuse AI into universal robotics software technology, which is what's used by every company is using UR, right? How do we embed into that? That's one example. In the case of autonomous mobile robots that are moving things from point A to point B to point C, it's all about operating in unstructured environments and navigating autonomously, right? And for humans, we have our eyes and we have our senses and we somehow know how to go, but it's not that easy for a robot. So you have to build these, AI capability for autonomous navigation. And then with Siemens, Siemens has been, automating automation for, should I say a century plus?
A century? No.
No, tens of years at least. Decades.
Yeah, tens of years.
Tens of years, right? Okay, several decades now, right? And the way Siemens does is they have amazing hardware and wonderful tools as well. So how do you infuse those tools with this AI technology? And these things take time. And it's not a frustration, it's just that you gotta have patience to get all of these integrated so that as if we have a platform, we deliver it to another platform company, which goes into another platform, eventually it goes into robots. So that's just, you gotta be a little patient, but go and solve problems, the most important problems in a deep manner.